So, good morning, guys. Uh, Today, I want us to look at basic tags for HTML. That is where we left in our last tutorial. So, for you to handle basic tags in HTML, we have a number of these tags. That is what I want us to look at right now. So, the first basic tag for HTML that we will look at today is the header tag. The header tag. How can you use the header tag? So for example, I can have h1. I can have h1, and inside h1, I can have a word like hello world. I can have a word like hello world. So this h1 will always give the size of the writing that is in between. And I want you to check, well, this is how you will write the header tag, the h1 tag. Let me highlight it so that you can see it clearly. This is how you can use the header tag. So let me run this program and see how we will display the line hello world. So I will come to run and debug. Then I will click. Then I will click web app Chrome so that I can see how my web page looks like. So you can see here on my left top corner I have hello world, and I want you to check the size well. It's very big and you are able to see it clearly. So what happens with these header tags, they run from h1 to h6, and the more you move from h1 to h6, the size reduces. The size reduces as you move from h1 to h6. For example, I can have h3, I can have h2, I can have h4. So it depends which one you want to use. If I have something like h3, then I have the same writing saying hello world. Then I have another one, for example, h6, because I've said they run up to h6. I can have h6. Then I have the same writing as hello world. When I run this program, I will get different sizes of this statement hello world. The first one will be larger than the one with h3, and the last one, which is h6, will be smaller compared to the first two. So let me run this program and see what we will display on our web page. So I want you to check this. H6 is very small. So it depends. When you are building a website or you are creating web pages, it's you to choose which size you want to use. If you want it to be big, you use H1. You can use H2, you can use H3, you can use H4, H5, and finally H6. And you can see H6 is very small. That is the first basic tag of HTML a beginner should know. The next thing we can use as a basic tag in HTML is called paragraph tag. It's called paragraph tag. It's called paragraph tag. So paragraph tag is P is written as P in HTML. So I can come and say I am busy. I can have a statement like I am busy. I am busy today. Say I'm busy today. And you will see that I have a writing in my first paragraph. I have a writing saying I am busy in in my first paragraph. And when I run this program again, if you see my web page, or if you check my web page, you will be able to see hello world. Then below it, I will have a statement saying I am busy today. That is how you can use the second tag called paragraph tag. The next tag you can use is called break tag. The next tag is break tag. The next tag is break tag. And let me see how we can use the break tag here. So if I have a statement like, let me say, John is not a good footballer. If I have a statement like John is not a good footballer, I can decide to separate this statement into two. I can decide to separate this statement into two. If not, I can uh, copy, then paste. I can copy, then paste the same statement below. Now, if you run this program, if I run this program, I will be able to see the two paragraphs. The first one is saying John is not a good footballer, and the same thing repeats itself. The second paragraph saying John is not a good footballer. Now, how can I use a break tag between the two paragraphs? How can I use a break tag? So first thing, I can decide to use a break tag in between the first paragraph. I can decide to separate this statement into two. I can say John is not a good footballer. So I can come and put break tag here. And I will have a break tag. The break tag is written as BR. Break tag is written as BR. And when you run this program, you will have John is not, then a good footballer will come below the statement John is not. Let me run this so that we see the outcome. You can see here I have John is not, then a good footballer comes below. So that is the function of break tag. You can use it to break one line into two lines. Assuming I want to create space between two paragraphs, assuming I want to create space between two paragraphs, this is what I will do. This is what I will do. This is what I will do. I will come in between the first and the second paragraph and add the tag there. So when you run this program again, you will see that you will have some space between the first paragraph and the second paragraph. The number of break tags you are using will determine the amount of space you are creating between two paragraphs. For example, I can add another break tag here, then add another break tag. So I have three of them. When I run this program, the space between the two paragraphs will be increasing, and I think you can see that here. I have a space here between the two paragraphs. So the more you add the number of break tags, the more the space increases. The next tag, basic tag we can use is italics. The next tag we can use is italics. And how can you use italics? Let me come to the first paragraph, and then I can decide to add the italics tag. So italics is written as I, and you can see I have it there. So if I have a statement like hello world, if I have a statement like hello world, then run this program, hello world will appear in italics form, and you can see that here. You can see that here. Hello world appear in italics form because you've added a basic tag called italics. Another tag you can use is the bold tag. Another tag we can use is the bold tag. So for me to use the bold tag, I can copy this statement hello world, then paste it below. So what the bold tag will do is it will make your statement or what you've written between, for example, the H1, H2 bold compared to the original writing. Compared to the original writing. So if I have a statement like hello world, then put it inside a tag, then put it inside a tag called the bold tag. Inside a tag called the bold tag, and the bold tag is written as B. So inside the bold tag, let me have a word like hello world. When I run this program, you will see the difference between the first hello world and the second hello world. So this one was for H1, the first one, and the second one is for the bold. So let me increase the size of the second one so that we may see the difference clearly. So let me make it H1. Let me add H1 to the second hello world, which is inside the bold tag, which is inside the bold tag. So I can just cut it, then paste it in between the header tag, the header tag. And now when we run this program, you will be able to see that the second writing, okay, there is no much difference, but the second writing should appear bold than the first one. If you are keen, you will notice that. Now, the last basic tag that a beginner in HTML should know is called the horizontal tag, which is written as HR. This horizontal tag will help you to divide or to separate two lines or more lines of code using a line. So, for example, I can come in between the first hello world and the second one. Then I will add a tag called HR. And this one will separate the two with an horizontal line that runs from left to right. And you can see when I run the program, the line runs across the web page. The number of horizontal tags you use will determine the number of lines you get. For example, if I add another HR, let me use 3 of them, I will expect 3 lines inside my web page. So you can see what I'm having on my web page. 3 horizontal lines running from left to right. So those are the basic tags that you should always know in HTML as a beginner. So the next thing I would like to look at again is called layout. It's called layout of the web page. And again, there is space between lines of codes. In these two scenarios, you can use either the horizontal line to create spaces between the codes, or you can use the break tag to ensure you have spaces between your lines of codes. Final basic tag. The final basic tag in HTML is the superscript and the subscript tags. For example, if you want to write the chemical name of water, that is H2O, if you want to write the chemical name of water, you can use the superscript tag or subscript tag depending on what you are writing. So if I have H2O, remember I will need this 2 in H2O to go down for me to have the correct chemical formula of water. In this case, we will use a subscript that will ensure 2 will move downwards. So this is what you do. You will come in between H and 2, then you add the subscript tag. You'll come there, then you add the subscript tag. So let me try to add it, then we see the effect. At the same time, if you want to write something like, let me say 100%, if you want to write something like 100%, you will use superscript. Remember, you will first of all write 1000, then you will ensure the last 0 moves upward, so it will form 100 degrees. If you want to write 100 degrees, you first of all write 100, sorry, you first of all write 1000, and then you ensure the last 0 goes upwards so that you form 100 degrees. Still on H2O, I'm trying to bring the 2 down so that I can form the proper chemical formula of water. So if this is what I have, let me run this program and see the outcome. Now to check on my left top corner, you will see that I have H2O, is the chemical formula of water. I don't think if it's very clear, but I can try to increase its size or make it bold so that you can see what exactly I'm talking about. So let me use H1 in this case. Let me use H1 so that we see if we will have some differences. I will paste the statement inside there, then I will run the program again. So you can see with H1 it's now clear I have H2O. and that forms the chemical name of water. The next thing you should know in HTML is comments. How can you use comments in HTML? And mostly we use comments in programming just to tell more about our codes or to know exactly what the codes are all about. So this is how you can comment in HTML. You must write the less than sign followed by exclamation mark, then followed by two hyphens. The moment you put two hyphens, the last two will generate themselves, followed by closing less than sign. Now, anything you write in between here will be called comment. And you can see comment comes with a different color of font. So I can come and write comments. I can write comments in between there. Another thing I can do with comments is I can use it to hide codes. If I don't want some of my codes to appear on the web page, I can write them inside the comment so that when I run the program, they will not be able to appear on my web page. So the next thing I want to show you today is how to style and how to use colors on HTML. Let me have this as a comment, and I will have style and color, style and color as my comment, and below it I will try to do some styling so that we see if it's really possible in HTML. As usual, I will have my H1, and inside my H1 I will say inside my H1 I will say style and color. If you run this program, you will see style and color appearing on my web page. But before that, you can decide to style it. You can see it has a black color and it's very clear. So let's do some styling and see if it's possible. Before we style, we can add a paragraph. We can add a simple paragraph here. And we can say our school is the best. During styling, we will try to style the two, the H1 and what is inside our paragraph. So let me start with color. If you want to give the first line of code its color, it's very simple. This is what you will do. You will come inside. You will come inside H1, that is the first bracket. Then you can create some space there. So you will write style, and then inside that speech marks, you will add the color that you prefer to give the statement style and color. So Let me choose one color here. I can say red. Then when I run this program, the writing style and color should change from black to red. So let me try to run the program and see if I will obtain the same result. Now you can see when I look my web page, style and color changes from black to red, and that is one example of how you can do styling in HTML. Another thing you can do, I can decide to style our school is the best. I will come inside the paragraph and then I will add style. I will add style. I will add style, then I will choose a color. So let me choose a color like blue. And if I put blue color there, when I run this program, you can see our school is the best. Changes from black to blue color. So those are possible styling techniques you can easily do in HTML. Styling mostly is done in CSS, that is cascading style sheet, but still you can also style in HTML. So looking forward, we will bring on some tutorials on CSS where we will tackle styling deeply and understand it better. Another thing I can do, I can decide to add background colors to these two statements, styling and colors, and our school is the best. Now let me show you how you can do that inside your Visual Studio Code. This is how you can add the background colors. So I can just come here in the first one and delete the red color, and then I will say style. I will say style, then I will say background color. The moment you write style when you are using Visual Studio Code, you will see background color appearing somewhere. So you can just come and click it, or you can type, then you choose a color. I love red, so I will put a red color there. And therefore, when I run this program, my background should change from white to red. You can see the background color of the word style and color is now red. I can also give background color to the word or the statement our school is the best, and this is how I will do that. I will do the same. I will come here and then I will delete the initial color and then I will add background color. So you can choose any color of your own choice. I can decide to make this one yellow, and when I run this program, the background should change to yellow. You can see that in my web page, it changes to yellow. So that is one scenario you can encounter when you're trying to give writings in HTML pages their background colors. You should ask yourself, what if I want to give the whole page one color? I can decide to change the whole background. So how will I do that? And that one is done under body. You can also do that under body, because when you're building websites, not everybody will love the type of color I love to use. So you should feel free to use your own color anytime you're using HTML. So let me try this. Let me try to see if I want to give this page background color. I will come inside the body tag, and then what I will do is I will add style, then followed by background color, then I will choose one color. So let me choose red so that you see if what I'm trying to do is possible. Now, when you put styling inside the body, that means you want the whole body of your web page to be red, and therefore when you run this program you should be able to get that result. You can see the whole of my page turns red, and that is how you can do that. For the whole page you put it inside the body tag. Now, last thing for today is formatting a page. Let's assume you are building a website. How good can you format your HTML page? So that is what I want to do right now. And for you to format your HTML page, you must know that any web page is always having three distinct sections. Section 1 is always the header section. Section 2 is always the main section, and this is where we have a lot of information about the website. Then lastly, the last section is always the footer section, where we have informations involving copyright, and so you should be able to know all that. So how can you format a page? HTML page. So let me put some comments here so that you always remember when you watch our tutorials at Ajomax. And the comment will read, formatting a page. The first section is header section. So I will have header, then you press enter. Inside the header you can do many things. You can do linking in the header. You can put your titles, for example, titles like h1 can be inside the header tag. I can have a statement like hello school. So inside the header you can have such. Then what follows The next section I said it's called main. This is where we will have the bulk of information concerning the website one is building. Inside the main section, you can have the navigation tags, and the navigation tags are written as you can see on the screen. NAV, called navigation tags. You can have navigation tags. This is where you will have buttons that will help you move from one page to another, etc. So always remember that. The next thing that will follow, and before I forget, inside the header tag, you can also have navigation. You can also have navigation tags inside the header tag, as well as under the main section. Another thing you can have inside the main section are article tags. Remember, each and every website must have article tags. You will know what article tags are in the coming tutorials. Apart from article tags, inside the article tags, we can have another tag called section tags. We can have what is called section tags. So you must always be familiar with all these when you are building a website. So this is the skeletal structure of a website. It must have the first section called header section, then the middle section called the main section, which will have article tags and section tags. Then lastly, last one is the footer tag, where you have some information involving maybe social links and even copyright. So a good HTML learner should know all this, the skeletal structure of a website. And this is how a website is arranged. So you must always remember this structure.